Once again, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is probably going to be titled Music Updates, actually, or Unpopular Opinions. I don't know. We'll totally see. Once again, it goes forth when it comes to the three videos that I filmed earlier in the last hour or two that were pretty much talking about, again, new albums that are definitely coming soon to this YouTube channel, hopefully this year. All titled stuff like My Side of the Story, Now You Know Me album, which I'm bringing back from my old SoundCloud days, Forever Misunderstood, Under Attack, and I'm pretty sure, Fallen World as well. These albums definitely all consist of the facts being of, like I said before, I definitely, from, again, a lot of family drama and stuff like that, and etc. I'm totally under, it's like saying if you ever had so much family drama to where you feel like you're under attack from all sides because nobody understands you and everybody's definitely not trying to definitely understand you, not trying to see your point of view, and they're all filled with bias and bigotry and etc. That's most definitely where I get everything that I'm definitely gonna talk about. If not everything, a majority of what I'm gonna talk about and focus on in these albums, because I am, Lord knows, absolutely tired of the biased double standards, the bigotry, the two-facedness, and the hypocrisy, and or to be more precise, the religious hypocrisy. I'm absolutely tired of it. I want to say I'm sick of it, but I'm definitely tired of it. And I need to preach about this in albums. I need to preach about it in more than just these vlogs right here. So once again, these are albums that are definitely coming soon because I'm absolutely tired of it. It's filth, it's disgusting, and these problems have absolutely nothing to do with possibly being bipolar. These issues have to do with bought-in mentalities. And like I said before, hypocrisy, religious hypocrisy, and other stuff like that. The bipolar stuff comes from, I'm going to definitely make a song titled Bipolar. I'm going to definitely try to make that as accurate as I can in terms of the definition and or definitions of them and how they relate to me and my family drama and etc. like that. I could probably make an album titled Family Drama as well, but I'm more on the album titled My Side of the Story, which, like I said before, is definitely going to be, again, a legacy-defining, I want to say dynasty-defining, but I'm definitely going to say a legacy-defining, existence-defining, afterlife-defining album. Because, again, I am so tired of the hypocrisy, the double standards. It's amazing to keep claiming Jesus, keep claiming spirituality, and this is the trap that a lot of us are in when it comes to, you're claiming all this stuff within Jesus and spirituality, but your actions just don't back them up. You talk, you run your mouth, you preach, but your actions don't back it up whatsoever. You don't practice what you preach. And I'm tired of seeing people who don't practice what they preach think they're qualified to preach. And then when I call them out, look at what I'm painted as. I'm always painted as the bad guy. Lord knows, I'm tired of being painted as the bad guy. So whatever happens to me within the next few years, which I do believe I would definitely be still alive, because again I got so many more stories to tell, but I definitely believe separations are definitely coming when it comes to family ties or family drama. Not something that I'm proud of saying, but like I said before, it's that fine line that you have to decipher from. You have to make that decision to yourself of what are you here for? What are you representing? What's your future? Because like I said before, I do not think that I can waste too much more of my time trying to get people to face understand, or even over the phone understand this bias, bigotry. Because again, they're always pointing back to how, oh, you're the child and etc. Do you people not understand that God can work through the children? God works, one, in mysterious ways, and two, he can work through the children. Three, God speaks to you through other people, and etc. Those are, again, top things that, again, a lot of people don't seem to want to, again, realize. It's, again, so much bias, bigotry, and etc. And it's just amazing where it all goes. For example, songs like Keeping Me Alive, I'm probably going to remaster that into something else. I do not know, but it's definitely a song that stands towards the facts of, I said before, I feel like it's my suicide song, honestly, is what Keeping Me Alive is. Because like I said before, it goes all towards those point of views of, like I said before in the song, it's like I've woken up multiple mornings wondering why is God keeping me alive, but then when I go to school and mentor these kids and around them and see what they go through and definitely have a few laughs with them, such and such, and how they tell me that I'm their mentor, I'm their role model, and they look up to me, and I'm their big bro. It gives me, once again, that much more feel of hope, of hope. I want to say of discernment too, but I'm really going to say of hope, of inspiration, and of love, and character, and so much more, and etc. So most definitely, I'm on my side of the story. That's most definitely the album that I feel like, if anything needs to be made, if not completely right now, sometime within this entire year. But again, knowing that what my album cycle is in terms of music, I'm probably gonna get this out within the next month or two. Because again, I am totally tired of all this bias bigotry. Not to say anybody's ever gonna take my side of the story as what they need to take it as, but again, I think I'm tired of being misunderstood. I'm tired of people thinking that they are so righteous when they're absolutely wrong. And the evidence proves it, backs me up, and etc. But again, when you're dealing with biased, two-faced, double-standard people, they don't care about where the true evidence leads. All they care about is, being proven right. And like they don't want to look at both sides of the story. They don't want to look at, that probably should be another album title, Both Sides of the Story. They don't want to look at the part that proves them wrong. They only want to focus on what proves them right. And the evidence is there. 6 minutes into this. So again, we'll see definitely what all the music comes. I'm trying my best. I truly try what I can to practice everything. But God knows the evidence is, again, it's there. And I'm tired of, at times, holding my tongue about it, but other times I'm tired of voicing it just to be still misunderstood and halfway turned away. To where the separation, I don't want it to come, but it's probably going to come, because it's either you separate yourself so you don't have to be there to judge them, or, and you're probably like, well, Nate, why not just stop judging them? Because when you see the hypocrisy and the double standards right there in front of your face, it is that fine line that you have to walk of whether you want to call it out and truly get people to live up to their faith and their morals, or do you sit back, let them think they're right, and kind of drag each other, down a lane of, I want to say false truth or whatever the words are, but there's definitely words for it. It's like I say, it's the act of you think that you're awake, you think that you're right, but the evidence proves you are not. I don't adhere to just one scripture. I adhere to practically both sides. And definitely with that statement, I adhere to both sides. I'm very aware of the scripture that they use versus the scriptures I use. And I know that it's a matter of walking that fine line that I've walked for years. But again, the Lord has got me here for a reason. He's blessed me 20 years of life for a reason. Because the evidence is, again, right there in everybody's faces. And this is what we have to do to help heal this culture. But again, not a lot of people give a crap about helping heal anything, except for their own wounds. And even their own wounds, a lot of people don't care about healing, and etc. The evidence is clearly there. And I'm here to help bridge gaps and save souls. Help save souls. Because I'm tired of it. And my side of the story is definitely something that would definitely preach all that. I'm not saying that people that I'm making it definitely for will ever listen to the album, but it's definitely something that, again, wherever I am to die, whenever I am to die, the music is right there, again, expressing my side of the story. Not to say I'm dying in the next few years. Again, only God truly knows that, but as well, it fills you with different emotions. It fills you with emotions of, like, because I remember 2 or 3 years ago being filled with these emotions of, like, for example, I don't know what song that's titled, but I remember being filled with the emotions of, like, say I do go away for however long on whatever reason it is, and I need this music that's going to vouch for my legacy, it's going to vouch for what I stood for. Say I were to go out there and do whatever I'm trying to do to help, be out there in the field and help, but say I die in the process, I need this music to be there to tell my story, and etc. So once again, I know I'm not the only one that gets that point of view and gets that example. I know I'm not. That's been preached again for years, for decades. And again, I definitely believe it right now. It manifests with my life more than ever. Because I do want people to once again understand. If I die out there in the field doing God's work, I do want people to understand this is my story. This is what I stood up for. This is my legacy. Because I'm telling you, we live in a day and age where there's so many false prophets. We live in a day and age where people think they're right when they are literally wrong. But they play biased viewpoints. They play biased sides. And that's why they keep on lying to themselves each and every day. They don't want to see the full picture. They don't want to see the bigger picture that calls them out on their hypocrisy and sin. They don't want to. They don't want to. They want to point to the same 1, 2, 3 Bible scriptures, or the same 1, 2, or 3, or the same one that pretty much tells them that they don't have to listen to you, or pretty much, like you say, stay in your lane or stay in your place. They want to definitely go for that same 1 or 2 or 3, but they're never trying to adhere to the next 5 that's in the next chapter that calls them out. And again, that's one of the reasons why our culture and society is in the flux that it's in. I said flux, by the way. That's why it is in the flux that it's in. Because think about it. Think about it. We're surrounded by hypocrites. We're surrounded by double standard people. We're surrounded by people who think they're saved and aware, but are not. Or people who just don't care. And they're just living every single day just for negative self-destruction. The evidence is there. And the big thing about it, who's going to preach on it? Who's going to spread awareness to it? Who's going to stand up for something greater, for something better, for something more? That's what I'm here to do. God bless.